They told you wolves were apex predators. They lied. Most people think of wolves as nature's unstoppable force, feral, fast, fearless. Hollywood paints them as mythical beasts that no creature dares challenge. But what if I told you there are dogs? Yes, dogs, that can not only stand their ground but actually defeat wolves in the wild? Sounds crazy, right? That's because the truth rarely fits in the box most people are comfortable living in. These aren't your average house pets. These are living titans bred across centuries, forged by harsh terrains, and designed by necessity, not cuteness. We're talking about breeds so powerful, so strategic, that wolves have learned to think twice before approaching their territory. And here's the real kicker. Most people have never even heard of them, which means you're about to get access to knowledge that 99% do not have. In the next few minutes, you'll meet the warriors of the canine world, each with their own story, their own battlefield, and their own ancient purpose. One of them can take down a wolf with a single strike. Another hides in plain sight, waiting to ambush predators like a phantom in the night. So if you've ever wondered what true protection looks like, or if you just want to see what happens when genetics, instinct, and legacy collide, stay with me. Because once you meet these 7 legends, you'll never look at dogs the same way again. There's something downright mythical about the Kangal. You look at this dog, and it's like staring into the eyes of an ancient warrior who's seen the rise and fall of empires. Bred for centuries in the rugged highlands of Turkey, the Kangal isn't just a dog, it's a living monument to raw, instinctive protection. Now imagine being a shepherd, miles away from civilization, the cold wind howling through the mountains, when suddenly a pack of wolves encroaches. Who do you trust with your life and your entire flock? The answer, without skipping a beat, is the Kangal. Not because it's massive, which it is, or because of its brute strength, but because it knows its purpose. It guards, it defends, and it never backs down. Its bite force alone, clocked at a jaw-dropping 743 psi, isn't just a fun fact to impress your friends at dinner. It's a real, practical weapon. You're not bringing a pet into your home. You're inviting a seasoned protector. People sometimes ask, but can it live in a modern home? Let's get real. Only if your version of a home includes wolves trying to sneak past your backyard. Otherwise, this isn't your average lapdog. But here's the kicker. Even though it could wrestle down a wolf, the Kangal is deeply loyal and calm with its humans. There's this grounded nobility to it, almost like a wise old sage in fur. It's not flashy, it's not loud, but it's there, watching, waiting, calculating. And that quiet confidence, that's something most people could use more of. It's the kind of energy that doesn't need to shout to be heard. Now, if you're curious how such a powerhouse of purpose compares to the more imposing, almost bear-like guardians from the Caucasus, then buckle up. Because the Caucasian Shepherd, also known as the Ovcharka, takes formidable to an entirely new level. Quick pause. Let us know in the comments where you're watching from. And subscribe to watch more videos like this. When you first lay eyes on a Caucasian Shepherd, often called the Ovcharka, you don't just see a dog, you feel its presence. It's like a wall of fur and muscle wrapped around a soul that's been forged in the bitter cold of Russian mountain ranges. This isn't the kind of dog that flinches at thunder or scurries from confrontation. No, sir. The Ovcharka was born to face chaos and come out the other side, head high, chest out. Traditionally used to guard livestock from wolves, bears, and even human intruders, the Caucasian Shepherd isn't in the game for attention or approval. It's in it to protect, and it takes that role with deadly seriousness. And yet, within that mountainous frame lies a layered temperament. With family, it can be oddly tender. But to outsiders? Think armored tank with teeth. Just to paint a picture, imagine walking through a remote forest at night. The wind shifts. A shadow moves. Any regular dog might bark. The Ovcharka? It moves, silently, decisively. It doesn't threaten. It neutralizes. But don't mistake that stoicism for lack of emotion. This dog feels. It bonds deeply. It remembers kindness and offense. Raise it with trust, and you'll gain a protector that won't hesitate to put its life on the line for yours. Raise it poorly, and you've basically created a furry judgment day. It's not just about owning a powerful dog, it's about earning the respect of a creature that sees through people like glass. In many ways, the Ovcharka teaches you how to lead, not with fear, but with conviction. And while the Kangal might rely on precision and discipline, the Ovcharka leans into overwhelming dominance. Now, if you're wondering whether there's a breed that blends the raw power of the Caucasian Shepherd with a bit more adaptability and desert-born wisdom, wait until you meet the Central Asian Shepherd, also known as the Alibi. The Central Asian Shepherd, affectionately known as the Alibi, isn't just a dog. It's a legend that walks on four legs, wrapped in ancient grit and sun-scorched resilience. Born in the vast, untamed landscapes of Central Asia, where wolves roam like whispers in the dark and danger is a daily guest, the Alibi was never given the luxury of weakness. Every fiber of its being is steeped in survival. While the Kangal watches like a sentinel and the Ovcharka towers like a fortress, the Alibi moves like an old general, silent, strategic, and utterly sure of itself. There's something almost meditative about its gaze, like it knows the weight of responsibility. It doesn't react on impulse, it calculates. That's the thing about this breed. It's not just strong, it's wise. These dogs were forged to defend entire herds from predators, navigate treacherous terrain, and endure blistering climates. Their thick, weather-resistant coats aren't just for show, they're nature's armor. But here's where things get personal. The Alibi has an uncanny ability to detect intention. You walk into its space with calm and purpose, it'll study you, maybe even accept you. But bring even a whisper of threat, it transforms, fast. And just like that, you're facing a dog that has thousands of years of protective instinct in its blood. People ask, can it be trained? Of course, but it's not about training as much as earning. The Alibi doesn't serve blindly. You lead it through mutual respect. That's what makes it different from modern working breeds. It's less command and obey, and more partnership and trust. Want an example? Picture it guarding your homestead in a remote rural area, sensing coyotes before you even hear them, moving like a shadow between your livestock and the dark. And if you think the Alibi's desert-born tenacity is impressive, wait until you encounter the Anatolian Shepherd, a breed that blends history, speed, and strategy in a way that few others can match. The Anatolian Shepherd is the unsung strategist of the canine guardian world. Where the Kangal strikes with calculated force, the Ovcharka dominates with size, and the Alibi masters with ancient instinct, the Anatolian Shepherd plays a different game, one of speed, timing, and tactical brilliance. This isn't the dog that waits for trouble to knock. It's already 5 steps ahead, intercepting it before you even sense a shift in the wind. Hailing from the harsh plateaus of Turkey, the Anatolian has spent centuries protecting flocks from wolves, jackals, and yes, even human thieves. But here's what makes it exceptional: agility. It's not just big, it's fast. You're looking at a dog that can run up to 35 mph. That's faster than most cyclists on flat ground. Think about that for a second. You're sitting on your porch, the sun's going down, and suddenly your Anatolian bolts across the field like a lioness, intercepting a wolf mid-prowl. It's poetry in motion with muscle behind it. And yet, despite all that power, it carries itself with an understated grace. It doesn't need to posture or growl to command respect. It just is. This dog doesn't beg for love, but once you've earned it, it will die for you without hesitation. It's independent, yes, but not stubborn. More like self-governing. It assesses before it acts, always weighing risks. That's why, in many rural communities, farmers trust it more than their own fencing. Some even let it roam freely, knowing it'll return, because it sees its territory as a sacred duty. Now imagine blending that kind of territorial awareness with a touch of mysticism and ancient solitude. That's exactly what you find in the enigmatic and almost mythical Tibetan Mastiff. The Tibetan Mastiff doesn't just walk into a room. It arrives with the quiet authority of an emperor who's seen lifetimes come and go. There's something ancient in its eyes, a kind of stillness that whispers, "I've guarded monks in the Himalayas while your ancestors were still figuring out fire." And it's not wrong. Bred by Tibetan nomads and monasteries to protect temples, flocks, and sacred spaces from predators both seen and unseen, The Tibetan Mastiff is more than a dog. It's a spiritual bodyguard. Where the Kangal is a sentinel and the Ovcharka a fortress, the Tibetan Mastiff is a shadow of legend, cloaked in mystery and thunder. Its mane-like coat gives it the regal appearance of a lion, and it acts like one too. But here's the thing, you don't own a Tibetan Mastiff. You negotiate with it. This breed doesn't jump at every command like a Labrador hopped up on praise. Instead, it stares into your soul as if weighing your worth. And when it decides your family for life. Loyal to the point of obsession, protective without hesitation, but also, let's be honest, a bit dramatic. You might wake up at 3 a.m. to it barking at a cloud, because to the Mastiff, even vague cosmic disturbances deserve an alert. But that's part of the deal. You get peace of mind, wrapped in 150 pounds of ancient fur and fury. And if you're thinking of a life deep in the mountains or off the grid, this dog is your alarm system, your guardian, your companion in silence. Still, as wise and imposing as the Tibetan Mastiff may be, it doesn't move like lightning. It commands respect, yes, but it doesn't chase. Now, if you're craving a breed that brings the same fierce protection, but with an explosive burst of speed and a silhouette that cuts through the fog like folklore, then the Irish Wolfhound is about to rewrite everything you thought you knew. If the Tibetan Mastiff is the stoic monk of the canine world, then the Irish Wolfhound is the wandering knight, tall, gallant, and cloaked in a quiet melancholy that feels like poetry carved into muscle. There's an almost mythical aura surrounding the Irish Wolfhound, and it's not just because it's one of the tallest dog breeds on Earth. It's because, historically, this breed hunted wolves, not barked at them, not chased them away, hunted them down. Picture this. Ancient warriors in Celtic forests, flanked by these towering hounds that moved with eerie grace and deadly focus. Their long legs devour terrain, their eyes scan like searchlights, and when they strike, it's fast, deliberate, and final. But here's the twist most people don't expect. The Irish Wolfhound is gentle, almost heartbreakingly so. It's like giving a battle axe a soft heart. Around family, it's affectionate, sensitive, and even a bit goofy. You'll find it resting its head on your lap like a 130-pound toddler just wanting a hug. But make no mistake, if a threat emerges, its ancient instincts awaken. And then it becomes something else entirely. It's the balance that stuns people, the way this breed can go from calm elegance to fierce protector in a blink. It's like driving a Rolls-Royce with a rocket engine hidden underneath. The Irish Wolfhound doesn't bark much. It doesn't need to. One look, and the message is clear. I see you, and I'm faster than you think. And while many of the other guardian breeds, like the Kangal or Central Asian Shepherd, Alibi, are built for prolonged standoffs, the Wolfhound is designed to end it before it begins. Swift, decisive, hauntingly graceful. And just when you think the list of guardians couldn't possibly get more unique, we meet the one dog that looks like it crawled straight out of a Hungarian fairy tale. A dog with cords instead of fur, silence instead of noise. The enigmatic Commodore. At first glance, the Commodore might fool the untrained eye. Oh, what a cute mop, someone might chuckle. Big mistake. Huge, because beneath those cascading cords of dreadlock-like fur lies a sentinel forged in Hungarian fields, silent, calculating, and always 10 steps ahead of whatever danger dares to cross its line. The Commodore doesn't move like the Kangal, doesn't stalk like the Ovcharka, and doesn't sprint like the Irish Wolfhound. No, this dog waits. And when the moment comes, it explodes into action with a velocity that betrays its shaggy disguise. Farmers didn't breed this dog to be pretty. They bred it to be a ghost in the grass. While wolves would slink near at night, thinking they had the upper hand, the Commodore would lie camouflaged among the sheep, waiting in eerie stillness. Then, boom. No warning, just impact. It's not brute strength that defines this breed, it's tactical brilliance. Think special ops with fur. Its coat isn't just aesthetic flair either, it's natural armor. Those thick corded locks protect the dog from bites, weather, and even minor injuries. Function meeting folklore. And while people often underestimate it because of its unusual look, That's part of the magic. It lulls threats into a false sense of security until it's too late. In the home, it's loyal, low energy, and deeply attached to its humans. But strangers? Let's just say they'll rethink their life choices if they cross the wrong line. Raising a Commandor isn't for the casual pet owner. It's for the mindful, the respectful, the ones who understand that leadership doesn't mean barking orders, but earning trust. Much like the Alibi or Anatolian Shepherd, it responds to intention more than command. It's not a follower. It's a partner in the quiet war of vigilance. And now that you've met these 7 legends, these beasts cloaked in loyalty and power, you might be wondering, could they really take on wolves and win? So, now that you've just met 7 of the most powerful, legendary dog breeds on Earth, each one capable of standing toe-to-toe with wolves, let me ask you something. What kind of protector do you want by your side? Or better yet, what kind of protector do you want to become? Because these dogs, they're not just muscle and instinct, they're reflections of values we often forget. Loyalty without limits, calm under pressure, strength with purpose. Think about it. Are you walking through life like a distracted lapdog, or standing guard like a Kangal, ready for whatever comes your way? Are you showing up for your family with the silent dedication of a Commandor, or reacting to chaos with the confidence of an Ovcharka? It's not just about dogs. It's about power, discipline, presence, and most importantly, legacy. So now I challenge you. Which of these breeds resonated with you the most? Drop it in the comments. I want to know. And while you're at it, tell me, if you could train with one of them for a day, which would it be and why? If this content opened your eyes or gave you chills, even for a second, then don't let the knowledge stop here. Hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and join this growing pack of people who aren't just consuming information. They're becoming wiser, stronger, and more prepared for whatever wild world we're walking into next. Because this is only the beginning.